Hello, welcome to another episode of Funjelah. On this episode, I have Ali Siddiq, hilarious comedian, has so many hour specials. I feel like he drops an hour special every other week. He's incredibly talented, incredibly funny, has an incredible story. How many times can I use the word incredible for Ali Siddiq? He's amazing. He just produced Marcus D. Wiley's special, Marriage is Major Surgery. Very funny. It's on YouTube right now. And his most recent specials, My Two Sons and Rugged, are also on YouTube. You can check out those specials. Don't forget, I am on tour. Come to see me on the road for my family reunion tour. Go to my website, Anjelah.com. See when I'm coming to a city near you. Bonzo! Stop scratching. I am doing an intro. Thank you so much. Hey, don't scratch. Bonzo's trying to fluff an unfluffable chair right now. Anyway, so don't forget to leave us a review, comment, like, all the things. Tell everybody about Funjelah podcast. And call us. Tell us what you're grateful for or your matitude or ask us a question, whatever you want. You can call us at the phone number or email us, Danielle.
747-300-5380 or email us at funjelahpodcast@gmail.com or go to anjelah.com and fill out the form there.
Boom. All of those resources. Call us, email us, all the things. And enjoy this episode with Ali Siddiq. I loved being pregnant. I just have one kid. That's it. You have how many?
9.
That's a lot more than one. That's a lot more than one.
I started 26.
When you were 26, you started. How old are you now?
51.
51. Did you do a big 50th celebration? No?
Nah.
It was just another Tuesday?
Just had a dinner with some of my friends. That was it. No big celebration.
Is that what you prefer? Intimate, just people I love and...
I don't think I make a big deal of 1 year to the next. So what's the difference between 33 and 50? You know, each year is a blessed time. So
yeah,
I don't make a distinction between, I'm 50 now. Okay, yeah, hopefully I get to 51. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I watched your special the other day with my brother. Your newest one. My two sons.
My two sons, yeah.
So funny. My brother and I were cracking up. One of my favorite moments is your son. I never want to see those people again. That moment.
I saw
and this.
Yeah, the shoeing.
The shoe. That's probably one of my favorite moments. You're such a good. I mean, obviously you're an amazing storyteller, but the way you become a different person when sharing your next character, like, and this is my son and this is my other son, and the way you become them it's so admirable to watch your storytelling.
Thank you.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I think that as a comic, I'm offended by when comics reduce me to them. Let me tell you, and I'm glad you referred to it as your favorite moment instead of, my favorite bit. I don't do bits.
Yeah.
You know, that is a different lane than what I do.
Yeah.
'Cause most comics, everything they do is a bit, and it's a bit of lie, a bit of truth, you know, a bit of skepticism, a bit of somebody else's take on something versus you doing a story about that's very unique to you. It's my experience with my son. You know, this is not a bit. I didn't make this up, and that's how I look at bits, because I used to do them. So I know, you know, it's a difference, and I think that a lot of comics haven't elevated in their truth about themselves.
When did you transition from doing bits to being more authentically just sharing your stories?
Me and DL Hughley had a conversation, and he told me, he said, man, the funniest you're gonna ever be is based on how honest you want to be. And the transition started there. I mean, that's 2008. You know, so it became a different thing. This is when I actually started sitting down, and in the train, I knew I was gonna sit down eventually. Like people who do it now, they don't have a history behind why they do it. They just, I just sat down because you saw somebody else doing it.
Sure.
So before me, nobody was sitting down but Cosby. So I sat down 43 years after Cosby. So the transition went from me being a wild man all over the stage, very young in my career. Then I saw this guy named Dez White. Dez White would come on stage and he would just stand in front of the microphone. He never moved. He never took the mic off the stand. He would just stand there and talk and had his drink on the stool and say, when I'm done with this drink is when I'm going to be done. And I would watch him, and he showed me that you lean on your words. You don't have to act out nothing. He was very confident in his ability. So then after Dez, it's Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney on the stool, sit there on the stool, and he just talk. He lean on his words. Then after Mooney, Cosby, sit in a chair, lean on his words. And that was my goal. That was one of the goals. I said, I'm going to move towards this. And that's 1999.
Wow.
So it took me to 2008 to finally sit down.
Sure. And was that hard to do? Because you're such a great, your act outs are hilarious, and you do a great job of balancing coming to your center, your chair, and then having a moment where you're running back and forth and coming back. Was that hard for you to, like, did you have a where I'm just going to sit, and then you sit and you're like, this doesn't feel right. And then you're like, let me mix it up and do a little bit, like, how'd that work?
Yeah, I would get uncomfortable in the beginning. Like I would come out and I would sit, and I was like, no, this I don't think this is funny enough yet for me to be sitting. For me to be sitting. But with my two sons, I set the first domino effect, and then second domino effect, I stood and I paced. Then the next two, I set mostly, and then I paced. And then people were saying, well, all he talk about is one particular lane. But with domino effect, I was given an account. I was going through a series of from 10 to 25. And then I said, well, you know something? Since they think that I'm one of this one trick pony, because they didn't know what I was like when I started in 97.
Yeah.
You know, some people think that I'm new, which is no trouble if you think that I'm new. But if you go back down the rabbit hole, it's like I started in 1997, December 4th. And so 98, I was a different person. 99, you know, when they saw me on Comic View in 2000, I was all over the place.
Yeah.
But this one, I said, I'm very refined. Let me give them a more energetic, you know, Ali, like understanding that I'm like Magic Johnson with stand up. I can play all the positions. So my two sons was very energetic, and I wrote it like that, and my toe was broke.
During that special?
Yeah.
How'd you break your toe?
Hit something. I hit a corner in my house.
You were probably running late, and it was one of those days where everything was the worst.
Yeah. So I brand new loafers. Toe got all type of what was we using? Lidocaine or some numbing spray.
Oh my God.
And like the one that comes out on Father's Day, I shot them back to back in Dallas.
Wow.
So I shot my two sons, and then I shot Rugged. I have on Louis Vuitton boots in Rugged. It comes out on Father's Day, but I never told anybody my toe was broken till after we finished shooting. We actually shot 3 specials that weekend.
Oh my God.
And then they lost one.
What?
It was crazy.
What do you mean?
They dumping it down on the thing, and then they dumped my two sons twice.
No.
and then it was the
No.
you see how you are right now. You should see how it was when they called me and said we lost a special, and I was like, what? I didn't even have a chance to get mad because my manager and the director and the cinematographer, they was madder than me. So I was like, I don't even have no space to get mad. Like,
y'all took it off.
Y'all took all the space. So I'm like, they were, because it was beautiful. Like,
oh my God.
it was.
Are you gonna reshoot it?
We already did. In Detroit. So we shot 3 specials in Detroit. That we was only planning on shooting 2, but we had to redo that one. So these next ones are so different.
Yeah.
And then I go back to sitting, and like my father is when we dropped that one, I'm basically sitting almost the whole time.
I have a question. It seems like you drop a special like every other Tuesday. How do you write? Like, what is it? Are you just going out and telling stories? How long does it take you to write? Like, tell me a little bit about how you do this.
I talk to my friends a lot. We walk and talk. And when something happens to me that's significant, my 2 sons, I've been doing that material for a while. So I finally structured it together. Rugged is another one that's structured together. But when it comes to the next 3, I never got a chance to run them. It's some stuff that I just know the story.
So is it like you'll go on the road and you'll run this material like My 2 Sons, and then next weekend you'll run Rugged material, and then next weekend you'll go back to My 2 Sons? Is it like, because you're doing it at the same time? I
interchange like 20 minutes of each one.
Oh, okay.
And now it's now I'm just running in the shadows because we lock the phones up now. But before I was only given half of this and a part of this because people were recording. So
cannot stand.
And so if I said to myself, I'm gonna do In the Shadows and really give it what it needs to have, I gotta lock these people's phones up.
Yeah.
So it won't be out before I do it.
You do the little yonder bags?
Yeah.
How's that been working for you?
You know, it makes for a better experience because they don't have anything else to do. It's no scrolling, it's no looking on your phone. You have to actually pay attention.
Yeah. I can't stand when I look in the audience and I see someone recording and I have that moment of, okay, do I break the moment and the vibe this room?
Break it.
To make them stop? Sometimes I do. There's sometimes, and then there's times where like, this just happened recently at a show. At the end of my show, I'll do the nail salon bit that everybody wants to hear. You've waited however long to come and hear this joke, and I'll see like in the middle of that joke, and I'm like, I can't stop this joke. One, everybody already knows it. It's not new material. You know what I mean? But I can't stop this joke to be like, ma'am, don't record when this person been waiting 7 years to come and hear this joke. So I'm like, I get livid on my inside and my throat, and I'm like, oh, I want to punch you so bad. And then I finish my joke. And then sometimes I'll call him from the microphone, or I'll just tell security, hey, the lady in the white hat over there, can you just go delete everything off her phone? But there's moments where I'm like, I don't want to break this moment, but also because I think I don't trust myself to get everybody back. Like if I break it and I'm like, no, I don't know that I trust myself to like get everybody back to where I worked so hard to like get them right here. And then I like puncture the balloon and I bring them back down here. And I'm like, okay, now how do I get them right back here? So
it's 2 different methods that I used to use. One, I would move that I would be messing up their video.
I do that too. I'll hide in front of,
I would turn, I would make it very difficult for you to get a clean video.
Yeah, I do that too. And then they'll try to move it and they're like.
This guy was trying to record me and I broke the moment and created another moment.
Okay.
And I said, hold on, y'all. This guy's trying to record me and he looks crazy because he had it in his pocket And I said, I know you trying to record because nobody sits in their chair and just move their chest.
Stop!
I'm like, yo, so you have turned yourself into a tripod. So you just like you look crazy. And, and then he's like, oh, okay, I'm like it makes no sense what you're doing, sir. And when it's something that and you and Bert have managed to do these classic jokes that y'all created, and you're probably not bothered by people saying the stuff before you get to it. Bert's not bothered by it. I'm extremely angry when this person hasn't heard it. Y'all mentioned it, and I said, well, I'm gonna do it because people have the people that haven't heard it, because I can see the puzzled face about Mexican got on boots. And then you're saying the part before I get to it.
Hate it.
You know what I'm saying? And
Or does it mess you up with your delivery? It messes me up.
It bothers me the whole entire, because I'm already like this. I'm already saying it like this, like, and waiting for somebody to yell out the part. Like, I already know somebody gonna do it. And then before I even get to it, Mexican got on boots. I'm like, and I said, I wasn't even gonna say that part yet. Because how I start to develop, I would say other parts of the story that never made it to TV. So I say, I want y'all to understand that Mexican got on boots. This riot wasn't 16 minutes. It was a almost 12-hour situation.
Oh my God.
So if y'all want me to tell a story, you're gonna have to be quiet, because I'm gonna add the stuff in that never made it to TV, because I didn't have that type of time.
Right.
So you not, if you interrupt, then you won't get when this guy named Red we all locked down. He was like, I gotta pee. I was like, Red, you gonna have to hold it. He's like, I can't. And I was like, man, we're gonna be out here, so you're gonna have to hold it. And then we noticed he got quiet, and Red was peeing, and it was coming towards us.
No.
We locked on the ground, and you see us just rolling. Everybody trying to roll. No, go. And Red was like, my bad, y'all. I'm like, bruh, we stacked out here. You didn't pee, and like,
Oh my God.
And his old man, I think something in my mouth, because he didn't get a chance to move, because we was packed so tight. I got out the way. I rolled on top of somebody. I was like, I'm not gonna let you pee on me. And you don't get those parts of the story if you interrupt. Because I remember a part like, oh, let me tell y'all this that happened.
Yeah, that's cool.
In this same vein. And so it's difficult with an audience, because you're dealing with however many people out there that's addicted to something. They phone. People can't do anything without their phone. And I'm confused about it because I'm 51. I wasn't raised with a phone in my hand. I know how to go outside and play without my phone. I know how. In the barber, this is why I like being in the barbershop. We'll argue about things that we can clearly look up. But we rather argue about it and then find out the facts later. But I need to argue about this right now.
That's funny.
This is a part of the barbershop fun. It's no fun when somebody's sitting there like this. No, this is incorrect. And I don't care what Google say.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's the thing.
Oh my gosh. That's another moment I love from that story is he didn't have no boots on. Yeah, that'd be sneaky like that sometimes.
Yeah. And so that's my version that so when we did the This Is Not Happening, Comedy Central owned that version. So I didn't own it. So when we did Domino Effect, what was it, 3? I came out and did an encore and did Mexican Got on Boots. And I added the part about when Mitch told me, he was saying, "It's some things I ain't tell you." You didn't tell me. And so now I own that version, because it's like 10, 15 million views for Comedy Central. So now people, they want to watch the extended version, they had to come to my YouTube and watch my version.
That's incredible. That's an amazing idea. I did my first special is also owned by is it Warner? The audio is Warner, and it was Comedy Central. But I re-recorded the audio at the Ice House, and I just called it The Greatest Hits Thus Far. And I basically just took my favorite jokes and the ones that people always quote to me when I'm out and about, and I just re-recorded them so that I own the audio, and then I sent that to like Sirius XM and all of that. So
Sound exchange.
So that hopefully they play my version. Like, we Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift.
I was just thinking, I was like, you pre-Taylor Swift it.
Yeah. We
Good
were
job.
on it. But yeah, I never thought about thinking, extended versions like the nail salon joke. When I first started that joke and I first wrote it, I had only been doing stand-up for 4 months. I was brand new. I wrote that joke in a stand-up comedy class. So it was very long. There was a lot of fat to it. And the joke originally ended with a callback from a joke I don't do anymore. But I ended that joke with this new thing I learned how to do called a callback. So I called back to the joke about me being an extra on TV. And so it's so long. And I have a video of it. It's my very first performance that I ever did. It was my graduation from the comedy class. And I have a video of the full extended nail salon version. I wonder if it's worth re-recording it with all of that extra stuff. I mean, the tag wouldn't make sense unless I include that joke in it, which I don't know. Maybe I do that again too, but it's old.
I can go back to... I never knew that you went to a comedy class, but I kind of figured it out years later, because everybody who I knew that went to comedy class, they had the same characteristic. It was you, Shane Wayne, and I was hosting at the Houston Improv. I had no clue how you could do the same exact set word for word, because I was listening. By the third show, I was listening like, is she saying the same? And because I'm the host, so I gotta keep the time. Like, she better not say the right at the same time. And it was like, you would go in. I'm like, I asked Ryan, I say it's word. She's word for word, like.
Very scripted actress.
And it explains that you say you don't trust yourself to veer off. And like, you had a huge lesbian audience. I'd never seen that in one place at one time. I was like, yo, and it was, I said, this is crazy. I was impressed and kind of trying to figure out, like, how, I don't think I've ever did the same word for word. I was like, that's impressive. And then as I grew in comedy, I would be on shows with people. I'm like, so we have 6 shows, and I'm listening to somebody. I'm like, okay, he's about to say bout. And then I said, man, did you go to a comedy class? He said, yeah, I'm in LA. I went to comedy class. I'm like, I said, this explains it. And that's the difference sometimes between people who learn their craft by doing the craft and learn the craft by going to a class. Both of them have different skill sets.
Right.
And this guy came to me. He graduated from a comedy class and then did a show with me. He said, bro, I don't even understand this. I said, you understand what? Everything they told me not to do in comedy class, you do. Every single thing. You put the microphone in front of your face. You don't address the audience when you come out. You don't. Have you ever heard a joke last per minute? I'm like, what the hell is last per minute? Like, I mean, I've been doing this since 1997. I don't know what this last per minute thing is, but that was some industry TV thing that they want you to have a certain last per minute. I'm like, what? And then I said, man, go back and look at the greatest people ever do it. And you tell me, is the class did you think they went to class?
Right.
And I don't knock class. It gives people structure, whatever. But I can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Which learning this on the fly. It's like with anything, as being an electrician, I'm not going to use the wire cutters all the time. Sometimes I'm gonna bite the end of the cord off and
I just twist it.
Just twist it and bite it. Like, I'm not going back over there to get the wire cutters. I'm right here in the moment. And that's the difference between going to class and just learning it from a trained person. Because I most of my things I've learned, and I've gradually learned things from everybody.
Yeah.
Whether you are a young comic or you're old comic, you will gradually start to pick up things that you can do better if you're engulfed in this craft.
Mal Hall opens for me, and he will just switch up his set all the time. And I would be so anxious because I'm like, well, if you're in the middle of this joke, how do you know if you are, like, you'll hit a tag for an earlier joke, but how are you not getting it confused with the earlier show? Because you switched it up from the earlier show. Wouldn't you think, like, oh, I already did this joke, so let me hit this tag, but you're like, you didn't do the joke. That was the early show that you did the joke. Like, that's where my brain goes, where I'm like, if I start mixing things up, I'm not going to remember which thing I already did or I didn't do. And who else? Oh, Nikki Glazer, too. She does all kinds of just jokes, different show. It's a whole different set. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, I couldn't remember. My brain would be like,
so
I don't know.
If I'm doing 6 shows, I'm doing 6 different hours.
I couldn't even imagine.
Because it's like that for me, because I don't feel the same way at 7 o'clock that I felt at 9. I'm gonna feel at 9:30.
Yeah.
That's what made it so impressive to me. Does she feel the exact same way that she felt from the early show to this show? It's like,
no,
like,
she doesn't. She's an actress.
Like, how is she constantly nailing it from 7 and then at 9? It's a whole different hour. Like, it's a whole different time. It's a whole different audience.
Yeah.
But you were knocking it out the park with, and I'm like, that is crazy. And Shane Wayne was doing the same thing. In my mind, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. So to get me to do it is difficult. Like, it is.
To do the same set.
Oh, it's
when you
so
record your
difficult.
specials, you just do one take and then move on?
I always nail it in the first one.
But do you record a second one or no?
Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
The last, so if people go to Domino Effect 2, I never ran it. I never ran not one part of it. Because that's what my sister passed, and I explained that in Domino Effect 2. So it was no way for me to run that type of material that was so close to the heart. It was no way. It's no way I'm gonna go out and do 30 shows of that. I'm gonna be dehydrated. I cried all through it.
Wow.
So these last ones, just one take. Because I know, one, I'm not gonna look back at it and say, oh, I forgot this, because I'm not gonna forget. I'm locked into
you trust yourself.
What I am getting ready to do. And I'm not trying to do it the same way that I did it in the clubs, because if you saw it in the club when I was running it, you think that you know the special. It's like, I get these DMs, hey, I'm coming to see you in Atlanta. I don't want to watch My Two Sons because I don't, or what's this guy asked me, is it safe to watch My Two Sons? And I said, yeah, it's safe, because I'm not doing My Two Sons.
I hear you.
Once I put the special out, it's hard pressed to get me to do that material again.
Yeah.
It's out. It's done. Go watch it on what it's on.
Have you ever recorded a special and then thought, oh man, I liked the way I did it better in, Atlanta or whatever? When you're no.
I like the way I spend my money to do it. The free version is different because you in the club, so the atmosphere
Yeah.
is a different atmosphere, and
Yeah.
so you have to separate it. Say I'm running something in the club, and then something happens, a moment happens with the audience. That audience member is not there in Dallas when I'm getting ready to do it, so I don't even include that. It may. So now I'm in the theater and people come in late. I don't do crowd work. You know, and I have a theory about that some comics get upset with me about, but it doesn't matter. It's like I've been around 27 years, going on 28. I remember when Aaron Spears and DL and Joe Torre were ridiculed and criticized about all y'all do is crowd work and talk about the audience and that. So they criticized them for that. So DL, all three of them started doing just material, and then DL would do crowd work the last 10 minutes of his set. So now people are making their whole thing based on crowd work. I don't have an audience that comes to be a part of the show. So I don't know if people are actually coming. That would confuse me. Are people coming to hear my material, see me do my craft, or with the hopes that they're going to be on camera talked about?
Right.
You know, can I get my 15 minutes off of this? So when you come in late to my show, which I suggest people not, because I stop and I wait till they sit down, and I walk where they are and say, hey, don't concern yourself. I'm not going to talk about you. I don't do crowd work. But what I will do is catch you up, because you walked in the middle of the movie. So let me tell you what you've missed. And I'll start with the first statement I said. You got to be proud of yourself. You don't even know what that means, but I'm gonna explain it to you so I can catch you up in the story. And people applaud it all the time, because it's like, oh, that's nice that he called them up. And so I said, I don't want them to be in the middle of the movie. I'm like, what happened? Like, no, because you don't know why I'm saying what I'm saying, because you decided to come in late. Like now, people have to get there early because I don't have a feature.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm coming out doing an hour 40, hour 45.
Is there an opener, any kind of 10-minute host or nothing, or it's just the lights go down and here you come?
Yeah, the DJ is giving you the walk-in music, doing this thing, and then the lights go down, and then I'm walking out.
Well, how long have you been doing this?
Oh man, since last year.
How do you like that?
Love it.
Oh, really? Is it because you get more time, or?
Oh, I could take all the time. I could bump everybody down to 5 minutes if I wanted to.
What is it that you love about it?
I don't do a 3-man show anyway. I do a 2-man.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? So when my feature, Marcus D. Wiley, I produced his special.
Which was great as well. I saw that one too.
Marriages Made to Surgery.
Yes. I feel like I was at church.
Yeah. Because he's a pastor's kid.
He very much is a pastor as well.
Yeah. So we launched him on his own thing now. He starts his special. He starts his tour in June.
Well done.
So he wouldn't be there at some of the shows because he had other gigs. And they were like, well, you want somebody that? And I'm like, no, I was comfortable with Marcus. I knew what he's going to do. I don't want to put somebody in that space that I don't know what they're going to say. And I'm like, no, I'm cool. And I have other friends that do stand up. It doesn't match the brand of me. So I'm like, I'll just do it myself. Yeah. And Bill, and I always wanted to do it because Bill Cosby. I went to see Cosby 2001, and the Houston Symphony opened up.
Whoa.
Like we got there at 6. The symphony is doing thing. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And then the symphony, then the orchestra goes down. The stage is totally clear. They bring out one chair. They bring out one mic. And I was bending down, tying up my shoe. I don't know why my shoe was untied. I tied my shoe, and then I just hear this eruption. no music, no introduction, no nothing.
Wow.
He just walked out. And I looked up, I lost my mind. Like and he started. And I remember how the control that he had of this huge arena. And then I remember him stopping. Because he said, y'all cold? It's cold in here. And he walked to the side and tapped on the wall because it's like seamless. And then the door opened. He was like, they turned out and he went back and he started right back. I was like, this is what you gotta get. And Marcus was next to me. This is what you gotta get to, Mark. So this is why I understand people saying that they bored in comedy. You bored in the craft? It's so much to do and so many skill sets to learn. How could you ever get bored in this artistry? I just don't see how you can get bored. I'm not bored.
Yeah.
And I'm 27 years in. I'm still trying to put myself in different positions and different angles to see what can I actually do, you know, in this craft. And I don't understand it because it's like Floyd Mayweather taking it to boxing. When he's training, he starts with the same thing that every amateur boxer starts with. Just loosening up, throwing jabs. And 50-0, you will in sparring sessions, you will still hear his trainers correcting him. Hey man, keep your hands up. You will still hear it. How does Denzel go back to doing theater after all this success? You keep your skills sharp by fundamentally getting down what you need to get down and then increasing from that. So I think I just look at stand-up different because I'm not trying to be a comedic actor. I'm not looking for a movie. I'm not looking for a sitcom. I'm looking to be the best stand-up.
Yeah.
You know, even though I sit down.
Ali, this podcast, we talk about gratitude and one MADtitude. So I'm curious, what is your MADtitude, which is the thing that makes you mad these days? Something that gets on your nerves, something that pisses you off. What is your MADtitude these days?
That this is what I'm the most angry about. And I'm constantly trying to plug at it for independence. At some point, that award shows are gonna stop looking at just people who produce by industry because they don't just produce the best stuff.
Right.
You know, I've been on the Emmy ballot 3 times. I don't see anybody who was better that year than the stuff that I put out. But you acting as if YouTube is not a worldwide network.
Right.
You know, you act as if Netflix is the badge of honor that in my mind, like, the industry doesn't produce the best stuff. When are you gonna actually respect the independence? You know, and in my culture, everybody say, you know, we need to be independent, but then your independent is based upon the industry. You know, like, I can't stand somebody say, man, you need a Netflix special. I'm like, for what? Like for what? Like, give me the reason why I need a Netflix special. What does Netflix do for me?
Yeah.
Is the product good or not? You know, so you're judging me by if I'm on somebody else. I'm an independent. I say, if you look at the production of myself, we not slacking anywhere. Like, what does the Netflix tag? And this is it's all it sounds like to me. You need somebody to own your stuff. You need somebody to own your stuff. So you don't respect. So stop talking about independency if you don't respect it. Then it's really, and then the people who vote on things, they don't watch shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the person who won the Grammy Best Comedy Album, so you listen to other people's stuff, or you just went on a name?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they just go on a name.
Uh-huh.
You didn't listen to anybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to nobody who was nominated, other people that was on the ballot.
Yeah.
You just voted for, I just see this name that I know, and I'm just going to be a part of the fray and just say this is the best one.
Yeah.
And you just back and you like, this shit is stupid. But do I got to keep plugging at it? Because eventually an independent will win. And they won't even know that that trench was dug by me. Because I'm constantly on their head. I pay the entry fees myself. I submit the stuff myself, and it says YouTube.
Good for you.
You know what I'm saying? So eventually somebody is going to say, well, let me take a look at, and it may not be me. It may be somebody else years later. But the fact that you won't acknowledge who dug the trench for you, you know, and that's kind of something that really irritates me.
I believe
and
that.
And as an independent, man, stop telling me to be owned by somebody. You know, my viewership is different, and people don't realize, if I was on an HBO or if I was on Netflix, you wouldn't get 2 to 3 specials a year. They wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No matter if you ready or not, you wouldn't have got the Domino Effect series.
Right.
You wouldn't have got it. It'd have been one.
The domino effect.
Yeah. Just like with Comedy Central.
Singular.
Comedy Central, that was damn near, I didn't understand it. We shot a special, Bigger Than These Balls. It was great. You premiered it at 11:59 East Coast time, just to catch the West Coast people, and you played it one time.
Wow.
Because you had other programming that you just put.
Yeah.
So this is going to come on after this. So when you gonna play it again? Oh, we got our programming already. So we had to twist their arm to play it 3 times.
Wow.
Over 3 years.
Wow.
It's like, it makes no sense. Like,
Where does it live now?
With Paramount.
So you can go to Paramount and stream it?
No, let me tell you what they did. This is the craziest thing. So Domino Effect, the first one comes out. The success of Domino Effect was crazy. So we went to Paramount to ask to buy it. To buy Bigger Than These Balls, so to have the whole collection.
That's right.
They dropped it on YouTube. And people look up, they have more views of this special on YouTube than they had when it was on the network.
Of course. Of course.
Crazy. So
it's on Comedy Central's YouTube page or Paramount's YouTube page?
Because, Paramount bought Comedy Central.
Okay, so I didn't know if it was just Paramount YouTube.
They dropped it, and it's like, it's way, I'm talking about, we know the numbers. We like, 300,000 views is not 4 million.
No. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. My Comedy Central special is my first one. It was 2009. That is the one that I'm always having the hardest time locating. Like, where is it? Where can people stream it? Because we put, if you want to watch this special, stream it here. If you want this special, stream it here. And then that one, it's like, I think you can go to like Amazon Prime and rent it or something. It's always like, where can I watch that one? I don't even know.
Call Paramount. They got it. They bought the whole thing. They have it. Paramount.
Maybe I should ask to buy it, so then they'll just go put it on their YouTube.
And they'll put it right on. Ask to buy your special.
That's what I do.
And watch how fast it go on YouTube. You be like, oh, there you go.
They just reply back with the link.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And you'll look up and it'll be 10 million views, and they'll be like, yeah, ching ching. And they'll never tell you the numbers on it, because they, I think people don't realize that a company charges you for everything, so you'll never recoup.
Yeah.
When somebody tell you, man, we spent $400,000 on lights. What? On lights? Like, who? what do y'all charge? Like they charge you for everything, the fax machine, office paper. It's so many fees in there. You like, nah, I ain't gonna never get this.
Do you have your own production company when you produce your specials? For camera, lights, everything, all that.
Yeah, I've been dealing with the same people the whole time. Matt is very good at finding things. I use the same line producer, the same director, same cinematographer, same editor. I finally saw my editor in the flesh. I've never seen him in the flesh, and they was like, he introduced himself, he was like, and I was like, hey, how you doing? He was like, I don't think you do. You know who I am, Ali? I'm like, you just said your name. No, I edit all your specials. I was like, well, I've never seen you. You've seen me. I've never seen you. This is your first time seeing me in the flesh too, sir. You just know all my material. But he does a great job. Like he to the point where I don't really trust anybody else to edit myself because he knows. Because I've been through this before. I've been through somebody tearing a joke apart. Like, oh, I was so mad. I said, hey, and then this is doing Comedy Central. I had to fly to New York to go in the editing booth because I guess my email wasn't
my email
clear enough. I guess us being on the phone wasn't clear enough. And I said, hey, let me explain this. You have to put this back because if you don't, then this seems like I'm lying over here. You can't move it around. And so the director was a little upset with me because he felt like I was talking to him a little strong. But I was tired of saying the same thing. Yeah. So I flew to New York, went in the editing booth. This was a 8-minute correction. Like I flew all the way to New York for 8 minutes. I said, so let's run it. They ran it. I say, you see this part right here? You have to put it back here.
Where I said it.
And then now bring this up. And now let's look at it. And it's like, oh, that makes sense. I say, if I'm looking at my email, this is exactly what I said, time code and everything. But y'all not getting it because you don't know the material. You don't know the material. And you know, I appreciated the look. It was a great look. But my stuff is in chronological order. My daughter's not born yet, so I can't be saying it. She's not born yet. You know what I'm saying? So you know, she got to be born first, sir. Before I get down to this.
Oh my gosh. You've had an amazing career. I want to get into some gratitude with you of things that you're gratitude, not just in your career, but just in life in general. And you've had an incredible life, high highs and low lows. And but I did have one question before we jump into that is, do you remember what it was that switched for you? Because you're on your hustle, your grind, and you hosted when I was there in Houston. When was it that things switched for you? And was it a certain thing that happened that all of a sudden everybody was like, wait a minute?
Not caring about position. Just being grateful for being on the show. So, give you an example based upon coming to host for you. I was already selling that club out by myself, like 4 times a year. And I was their designated hitter.
Yeah.
Anytime they would call, I would just come. I'm like, cool, I'm in town, I swing through. If I ain't have a show, no problem. And Raymond Cook, the manager of that club, was very impressed. Like, you're the only headliner that does not care if he feature or he hosts.
Yeah.
And I said, Raymond, I come to steal audience members. It doesn't matter. So let me tell you how that run went. Before I had taken off. So I wasn't I said I wasn't doing any stand up, but I'm addicted. So I'm at home. I said I'm gonna take this month off. So this was the month that I was supposed to take off.
Okay.
I hosted for Maz Jobrani. Then you came. Then after you, it was Bobby Lee. And then it was what other guy? It was some weird guy. I can't even remember his name. But I hosted 4 weeks of the month that I was supposed to be off. And Raymond was like, aren't you supposed to be off? Like, but y'all keep calling me. I don't have anything to do, and I'm at home like this. Like,
yeah.
Man, I don't like this. I like
Yeah.
I don't like it. So it didn't matter what the pay was. It was about the stage.
Yeah.
So I was going through audiences that had never seen me before in a place that has 4 million. Now it's like 5.6 million people. They'd never seen me before at this time. I'm like, okay, cool. And
you had never had that many lesbians see you.
And
Look at that.
And have a huge lesbian following in Houston. I'm like, yeah, this is Anjelah Johnson. So when then I was coming maybe 3 months later to the Improv, and I looked at that audience, I was like, these are Maz Jobrani's people. These are Bobby Lee's people. These are Anjelah Johnson people. These are my people.
The softball team walks in. There's Anjelah's people.
and I remember, and that's hilarious, because I said this. I remember that weekend. It's a lot of softball third basemen in here. You know what I'm saying? And I say, what's crazy is I love a third baseman. I don't know why third base was always thicker than the first and second base. I have no idea. But they are. They're like, no. So it was this thing that it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
The position.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful that I don't have that egotistical part.
Right.
You know, as a comic, you have an ego, but I'm not egotistical when it comes to. I don't get to a place and say, where am I at? I am when I'm going. Oh, you going third? So I was on Samoa's tour. It's Bruce, Lavelle Crawford, Don D.C. Curry, Samoa, me. Samoa comes out and she starts it, and then I'm the first one out. But I'm a strong first one out. So this, and Don was like this, like, so he going first? Damn. And I remember Eddie Griffin, DL had told Eddie Griffin, he said, he was in Houston, like, who your feature? He said, Ali featuring. DL told him, you might want to go pay attention. And so I'm performing, and I see Eddie Griffin chair. He's sitting in the chair right on the side of the stage. And I'm doing things, and I got off stage. He said, yeah, DL was right. And let me go get my mind together. Like, this thing, I am a very strong, even Bobby Lee. I'm hosting for Bobby Lee as his feature, then it's me. And Bobby comes first show. He comes to me, hey, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm not gonna kick you off the show, so just be honest with me. You're not a host, are you? I said, like, in what respect? Are you a headliner? I'm like, yeah. He's like, they put all the strongest people in front of me. Like, hey, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm very grateful for that, and that changed my way I used to come, because I came up in a very combative field of comedy. Like everybody was in competition with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So going around what they would call mainstream comics,
Okay.
and everybody rooting for each other to do good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was on the show with you, and it wasn't I need to do better than him. You never even thought of it. It's like they coming to see me. Give a damn what he do out there. He's funny. He's the host. He's supposed to have the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think back of how I brought you up, I always brought you up. It was already here.
Mm-hmm.
It was already set up for you to
Mm-hmm.
win.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how could you not win? Because the energy is so high, and I'm bringing you to the stage. It's like I'm a point guard by nature, so I'm gonna throw the alley oop for you to dunk. It's not. I'm not gonna throw it. Oh, I'm gonna throw the alley on the left side of the goal and make it more difficult. It's not. That's not how I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't agree with the being combative in comedy. Oh, I want to do better than the headliner, or I want to do better than
Right.
man. I just like playing my position.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when that was the thing, that's when it switched for me. Like sometimes I'm closing, and I saw it like that too. Before I was a headliner, I was just closing.
Mm-hmm.
I was just closing. Like, hey man, who's putting the asses in the seats? It's the headliner.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a community show, you're just the last person going.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought of my position as being the host. My position is way harder than the headliner. They cold.
Yeah. Yes.
They cold. I'm coming out and people still.
But now
getting
you're doing that
drinks.
to yourself, though. Doing your
Exactly.
one-man show. You come out to a cold crowd, but they're also so excited to see you. So it's not really a cold
It's
crowd.
really
They're
not
just
a
like,
cold crowd.
ah!
Yeah.
Speaking of that, first ever, compliments are. I shrink doing compliments. Like if somebody complimenting me in front of me, I go like. Because I don't think thank you is enough for what they're saying to me. So I don't have no more language to say. I'm like, okay. But when I read it, I can understand. Like and compliments increase. Like, it's a lot of, man, you've been an inspiration, those type of compliments.
Yeah.
But this lady has taken the cake on me.
Tell me.
I was in New York, and I definitely planned to come to New York by myself. It's certain places that I know that I want to come by myself and make a statement. Like, let me show y'all what it really is.
Like your Cosby moment of walking out to no music, to know nothing.
Nothing. It's me.
Yeah.
And this lady, she said, she DM'd me. She said, I know you may never get a chance to read this, but I want to express to you how excited I was to see you. The lights went down, and I just started screaming. And then you walked out. Like you was the first thing. The lights came up, and you were walking out, and I just started crying. And I had never did that before. And I read it, and I was like this. Well, this is my first Michael Jackson moment.
Yeah.
I was like, because this was, I saw Janet and got misty eyed. I saw Tito. I think people didn't understand that. I understand her feeling because I remember seeing somebody.
Yes.
That I was so overwhelmed that I was seeing them. I've never seen Michael Jackson in person, but I saw his siblings and was like, I was like, yo, man, that's Tito Jackson.
Can I tell you, I had a Michael Jackson moment with actual Michael Jackson where I actually cried like the girls in the documentary.
Like
I just started crying. I couldn't handle it. I was like, why am I crying? It was one of those things. She had that moment with you.
I'm glad I wasn't next to you because it would have been two of us. Like it, man, I don't think I could have held it together with Mike. Like this is Michael Jackson.
Yes. That was me. I started screaming. I started reaching my hands out toward her. Why am I doing this? What is this? Why am I doing it?
And I used to say this joke. It's a joke. When Michael Jackson performed, I think it was in some country, he came out the stage and he stood there for like a minute. And people, I'm watching on TV and people just passing out. They passing people to the front. And I was like, there's no way I would spend all that money and pass out and miss the concert. But I don't think I would have made it. I'd have saw Mike come out and Mike turned his head and they start passing all these people to the front. Like you can be overwhelmed by somebody who you admire, and it's. I don't think I could hold it together if I met Cosby. I don't think because it took me a minute to get myself together for Dick Gregory, and he was like, "Tell Ali to come in here," and I was like, "What? Did Dick Gregory tell me to come somewhere?" And I'm coming, but I'm outside the door trying to get my shirt together. I just want to be together. Yeah. So with it going back to another moment of, and me knowing that how I transitioned was right about not having being egotistical about what the position is. Damon Wayans was at the Improv. I just came home from doing this theater, and I flew in on I think it was a Friday, because whoever the feature was for Thursday, he didn't like what they were saying. Raymond called me. He said, "Man, are you in town?" I said, "I just landed." He said, "Would you feature for Damon Wayans?" I said, "Yeah, I'm home. Might as well." I came Saturday, 2 shows. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. I think it was 2 shows on Sunday. And I never went into the green room. It's my home club. You probably never noticed that I never came in the green room with you.
I don't even remember.
Yeah. It was you and Shane Wayne. Shane Wayne came with you. Even though he's from Houston.
Right.
He came with you. So the space is for you and Shane Wayne, your feature. I've always been under the tutelage of the green room is for the headliner and their company.
Sure.
I don't go into the green room. This is my home club. Every waiter knows me. The sound person. Raymond was a waiter when I got there. Now he's the GM.
That's right.
I have total carte blanche at this club. I never went in the green room. I sat in the front bar. Sunday, he sends his son-in-law. He said, "Man, have Ali come see me in the green room." I came in the green room. I sat down, and the first thing he said, "Why didn't you come in here all weekend?" I said, "Because it's your space." But I heard this is your home club. I get it, but it's still your space. This is not my space at this time. It'll be my space. This is a rented apartment. And so you have it, and I think these younger comics have a lot of entitlement. My actual club I started at Just Joking Comedy Cafe. I never made it to being in the green room.
Wow.
Because I never headlined the club. I started there. So I've only been the host, 5 minute in between the host. Then I got up to the feature. Then the club closed down. I never made it. I was never in the green room. You know what I'm saying? The closest I got was the bar stool right before the green room. Because it's not my space.
Sure.
So unless I come with you, then I come in the green room if I came with you. But I don't know what you're doing. So Dick Gregory would take a nap in between shows. Would you be running in and out of the green room while the man taking a nap? It's like it's a space. I've heard that some comics being there doing some other things.
Sure.
Not
I don't know
my
how you
space.
run your business.
Now, you know, like I come in and you tying off your arm. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
No, no, thank you.
I don't want to be no thank you. So, and I think the lines have been blurred with the respect to the craft.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks there's the hierarchy. And even with the people who start on the internet.
Yeah.
Right? Internet people don't have a lineage in stand-up. Like, it's kind of like pledging and being an honoree, or going to college and getting an honorary degree. It's two different things. I don't have the story of being in class with you.
Right.
You remember Professor such? I wouldn't have that story. I just got an honorary degree from here. As you have a story, like you had the idea of starting stand up. You went to class. You went through class. You have classmates. You went through something. Then you started doing clubs, and you have this appreciation for how your journey went.
Yeah.
I know how to do and adjust in audiences because of how I came up.
Right.
When I would see, and then I could go in front of any audience. That's the other part of it. Not just people who saw me on the internet.
Sure.
I know how to navigate people. Can you come and play any audience? Or can you just play your audience?
Right.
If everything is a home game, you're gonna lose away games. Yeah, hey, I just need the crowd always on. They always excited. No.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for my journey in stand up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very grateful for it. And DL told me that it was gonna take me longer because of how I do it. He told me I was a throwback. And it did take me longer. I don't need instant anything.
Yeah. You're very patient, and I love that you do you, and you don't have any, it seems like from my seat, you don't have an issue with comparison. Maybe you have your moments, or maybe you just don't at all. But it seems like you don't have an issue with comparison, because what somebody else is doing doesn't seem to affect you or change what you're doing, because you know you.
I can appreciate anybody's success. Hey, this is your moment.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about me. Because in my moments, it's like I've had people who I was on the road with DL. DL had to literally pull me into pictures. And man, go get Ali, tell him we taking pictures, because I'm not in your moment. This is the audience. This is the time for the audience to connect with you.
Yeah.
I'm not even sitting on the side waiting for somebody to say, I want you in the picture too. I'm not doing that either.
Right.
I'm so far.
Making eye contact, waiting to be summoned.
Yeah, like you must have had these moments. Like your features sitting there, you like, when are you ever out here? when are you out here? And thought you was doing merch. You know what I'm saying? So it would be this thing. I'm over here. I'm not in your space.
Yeah.
And then I would have people who would do clubs, and the feature is, this is a feature I don't even know. You're in your hometown. You want to be acknowledged. I want to be in the picture too. So you're standing where this one person who liked your act decide to bring you into the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't come into this business for copycat stuff.
Right.
Never seen me on the internet doing wigs. I lost a lot of respect for comics that I would see. You got a wig on? Like, oh, so you somebody's auntie, you somebody's grandma, you some. Did you ridicule Ricky Smiley for doing that? Did you say something about Tyler Perry for doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Now you doing it because it got you some. Okay. Then people who would think that I was only prison stories, so now they want to tell a story on stage before me about when they went to jail.
Yeah.
And I would come out and I wouldn't do any of that material. I'm like, oh, y'all think? I said, man, it took me.
I've had people do that too.
17 years before I did Mexican Got on Boots.
Wow.
People had never even known that I was locked up before.
Yeah. Wow.
So that wasn't my stick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had been on so much stuff prior to doing that story in 2015. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so y'all forgot about all the years I was on Comic View. You forgot I was a season finale on Def Jam. You forgot I was on Who's Got Jokes. I was on all of this stuff prior to. I was on tour. I was doing all this stuff. And it never dawned on y'all that I never did a prison story until 2015.
Wow. Wow.
And all you do is a prison stuff. Like, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I just got comfortable with being honest.
Yeah.
About what I had went through, because I remember on Def Jam the number one story was me being on me. Man, it's crazy how racism will creep into your mind on shows that ain't got nothing to do with racism or being stereotyped. I said, I'm watching Family Feud, and it's a white guy on one side, there's a black guy on the other side, and I'm like, this black dude better beat him to this buzzer. You better be quick. And and this dude, the man said, name a popular flavor of Kool-Aid. Black dude hit the buzzer, and I said, you better not say it. And he said, red.
No.
I said, this is what I'm talking about right now. I was so proud and so disappointed. In the same, watching the same show. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ali, listen, I'm grateful that you came here. I know you're just in LA for a little while and you took time out of your schedule to come here before you leave again. And I don't know if you can catch my daughter screaming outside for her first swim lesson that's happening out there right now.
Been through it.
It's a lot. So that's what's happening if you can hear that at home. My daughter's first swim lesson, and she's loving it, you guys. She is a natural.
It's like 7 times. Hey, you think we brought somebody here to drown you? Like, what is your deal? Like,
we're trying to help you live.
We have a pool. You may just randomly walk out here. I need you to be able to float, because this is the first. This is the first segment of it is learning to float. Right. They gonna get them acclimated with the water, going under. I can almost teach, because my daughter she's 26. My oldest, she's a lifeguard. Oh. And
so she did well in her class.
Yes, she's been a lifeguard since she was 15.
Wow.
And she's 26 now. She's a chef, but she's also go back in lifeguard. She could teach this class, right? But I remember before she was on the swim team, running trophies and all that. And she took this picture with all these trophies and medals around her neck. And I will bring up, you want to see this video? Who is this screaming for dear life? the man just told you to get on the side of the pool, and he dropped a thing. He was like, he just put you under a little bit, and you act like that man was trying to kill you in front of me. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's probably what's happening out there right now. He probably said, kick your legs, and she was like, no. Oh, she's strong-willed. Lord help me. I really enjoyed this conversation with you. Thank you so much for just sharing some of your story and insight and the way you do things, and I appreciate you sharing with us. And so your most recent special is My Two Sons, but tell me about Marcus' special that you produced.
Marriage is Major Surgery. You know, I think it said like 3.2 million views at
Wild.
this point.
Well done, Marcus. Well done.
He said the other day, so you just couldn't let me have it for this year. I'm like, what I do? He said, My Two Sons.
Oh.
I said, he said one of his friends called him and said, hey man, your boy done passed you up. I was like, Marcus, it's not intentional. I say rugged comes out Father's Day, it's probably gonna pass up My Two Sons. He said,
you said I'm about to beat me too, so
yeah, I said, man, it happens. Like, he said, man, 4.5 million in 2 weeks is crazy.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mark.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but Mark, look, you feeding off of. That's the thing. I think we designed it very well for him to go on his own.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well
and sometimes people keep they features in a box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nah, man, like he says, Ali produced my executive producer. Says, let me tell y'all what that means. He put up all the money. I'm like, I'm just trying to recoup now. Yeah, but that's the thing. I really believed in his career. You know, I've been knowing him for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to see the success of him out on his own. So I hope all these clean people go to these clubs and order you a pineapple juice, get you some food,
Right,
and go see him on his own tour starting in June.
Yeah.
You know, through the end of the year. So I'm really excited for him. I told him I'm gonna pull up to his shows when I'm not doing anything
and not go in the green room.
and not going to go be outside. Like Ali is outside. He was he did the Hollywood Improv yesterday, and I was going straight to my seat. And he's like, man, come up here. I'm like, hey man, you know how I am. I need to be invited.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm very excited for him.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming, sharing with us, and I appreciate you, and I'm grateful for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.